Nestle, world's largest consumer goods company, adds sugar and honey to infant milk and cereal products in several countries, including India. An investigation by Public Eye has revealed startling details. Nestle, in direct violation of international guidelines that focus on preventing obesity and chronic diseases, adds sugar in baby products. How much sugar? Well, 3 grams in every serving of a Cerelac. Worse still, these violations were found only in Asian, African and Latin American countries, not so much in Europe and the UK. So while the best-selling baby brand by Nestle in India contains a high level of added sugar, such products are sugar-free in the United Kingdom, Germany, Switzerland and other developed nations. What does it really tell you about the state of compliance when it comes to dietary issues, dietary needs and international guidelines by companies for India vis-a-vis our foreign developed global counterparts? It is a brazen violation. If found to be true, this report throws facts on how there is a discrimination when it comes to providing for the nutritional needs of babies in India versus those who are born abroad in the UK or the US.
Prima facie, Shweta, it seems like there is some sort of a discrimination between the developed countries and the developing countries, including India, other Asian countries, African bloc, etc., where the ingredients which go into branded Nestle products seem to be fairly different and erring on the side of dietary risks for the developing countries as opposed to healthier options for developed countries. Now, Cerelac, interestingly, is a formulation which is given to children, babies rather, starting from 6 months all the way to about 2 years. Now, many pediatricians out there believe that in any case, artificial sweeteners, sugar, honey, etc. should be avoided because children don't have the kind of digestive systems which can break down those sugars into what the body really needs as part of energy. And in any case, the body breaks everything down into sugar, some sort of sugar, to produce energy in the body. So any excessive sugar administered to children by way of what are called formula foods is actually not something that pediatricians approve of. In fact, pediatricians, most of them out there tell you that formula of any kind is actually bad for children and natural products is what children should be given. Now, I think all of this also comes at a point where we've seen Bonvita's healthy drink label being ripped off. We are looking at Patanjali, which has been rapped on its knuckles by the Supreme Court more than once now, saying that you've given misleading ads which have convinced the public to believe that something that you're offering can cure them of certain diseases. So overall, I think we are right now at a very important juncture in India's tryst with brands, both global and Indian, where we are beginning to look at the labels a little more seriously, and we are able to discern for ourselves and file enough petitions out there for courts to examine that are we being fooled, are we being cheated as customers and as consumers of these products, which we believe offer nutrition when perhaps they offer a lot of other ingredients, many of which may not be nutritious and many of those the body would not need and perhaps the body should reject.
Absolutely.
So this is one end of the argument. Now, what we've seen in the stock market today, Nestle India's shares have dropped about 2% this morning, which means that even investors out there are looking at some sort of a repercussion, some sort of a rap back on Nestle, and some questions being asked either by the analyst community or by investors or by FSSAI or other authorities which have this onus and the job to protect the interest of consumers in India. So some sort of a backlash could be expected, and that is the kind of movement we are seeing in Nestle India's shares, tanked by about 2% in early trade today. The third angle to this, most importantly, is the statement which the company has issued. And this statement again is, I would just read it out for for the benefit of our audiences. And the company statement says that we regularly review our portfolio and continue to innovate and reformulate our products to further reduce the level of added sugars without compromising on quality, safety and taste. This is a quote coming from Nestle India right now in light of this, this added sugar that we are seeing.
Okay.
Again, the
what
statement
are you
is
really making of that statement? From my understanding and reading of that statement, it simply goes on to say that Nestle is saying that we are modifying our products to suit the Indian palates. But this is a case for babies. They don't really need sugar.
Sure. So what I'm reading into this statement is that A, there is no apology or no sort of initiation
or
of an investigation or acceptance of any kind. You're right. That that, yeah, perhaps, this discrimination which has come out publicly now is true. So they are not agreeing, neither are they disagreeing with the allegations. Add to that the fact that they are not really saying that that sugar is good or bad for children as per any study which Nestle would have undertaken. And at the same time, they're saying that they reformulate regularly, but do not err on the side of compromising on quality, safety and taste.
Okay.
However, what is missing is nutrition. What is missing is health. So quality and safety and taste, again, can be construed in many different ways. But quality, yeah, I mean, it's still made in the same factory, so quality is taken care of. Safety, sure, I mean, it is not unsafe. A teaspoon of sugar is not unsafe for children. Is it healthy? Is it nutritious? And is it something which should be a key ingredient in a baby product?
Absolutely.
Is something that
or
Nestle
even
is
a
silent
part
on.
of the nutrition label, because according to what Public Eye is saying is that every time there is a declaration by Nestle on the back of the product on the nutritional value that it carries, so there's mention of the vitamins, there's mention of the carbs, but there is no mention actually of the added sugar. So in a sense, trying to hide the fact that it has in fact added sugar for baby products. Of course,
And if
Nestle
that
not
is the
taking
case,
into account in its statement
Sure,
as well, not
sure.
addressing it
Sure.
and not denying it as
And
well.
Shweta, honestly, if that is the case, and if there is a misleading label at the back of Nestle Cerelac products, I haven't seen it myself, so I wouldn't really be able to vouch for it on what goes behind that label. But if there is some sort of a discrepancy into what is in the box versus what is printed on the label, then I think even FSSAI in India needs to take responsibility on not ensuring enough checks and balances.
Absolutely, and perhaps that statement from FSSAI should also come later during the day, but some very serious and damning allegation on Nestle this morning by the way of an investigation that talks about how baby formula, baby products has sugar, as much as 3 grams of sugar per serving. And this, of course, only for products that are sold in India, in Asia, in Latin American countries, not for products that are made available in the European counterparts, essentially going in depth into the discrimination that Indians and South Asians face vis-a-vis their global developed counterparts when it comes to quality of food.